Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Santa Monica KTC. We're very pleased to have Lama Karma with us this evening. Thank you, Lama La, for being here. If you would like to make a donation to Lama Karma, you can do so by logging on to our website, which is santamonicaktc.com. You can also go to the newsletter that we sent out, and there's a link directly there for any donations. Also, if you're interested in becoming a member of Santa Monica KTC, there's a lot of information on our website with different levels of membership. And I think that's about it. We should all mute our microphones this evening so we don't have any background noise. I'm really happy to see everybody here. Even though we're on Zoom, we're all bringing our energy into this space, so that's a good thing. And so I think that's it. So thank you, Lama La, and I'll give it over to you.
Oji delay once again. You are not tired of me, so still inviting me back. I'm so honored and yeah, I was on my phone. I'm always on my phone a lot, sometimes too much. And there's there's WhatsApp, there's WeChat, all kind of apps, and WeChat has these moments, and sometimes there's different channels, and they show all kind of samsaric, good, bad, ugly, everything, and life, especially the one I just saw it. Of course, we are. Oh, before I say this, last weekend I was in Massachusetts, 4.5 hour drive, and I gave teaching to Cape Cod, Santa Monica, and the teaching was topic is about compassion, and I want you to rejoice. 2 days teaching, and I had a wonderful time, and and I kind of always learning process. I felt I learned some English also. So back to my what I was trying to say is that I saw this, the little short videos, and there were a couple, and they were riding a motorcycle, and such, kind of affected, me, like they're a young couple, so loving, and and they were hugging, kissing, and just motorcycle, and then kind of ran out the red lights and accident. So it's just so life is kind of sometimes very fragile, and it's it could be like you just had a argument, the next few minutes, next few hours, who knows what could happen, and so that's why I think as a practitioner, impermanence is really, really important, so that it may help us not to regret, otherwise we may have this tendency to hang on something, even like couples or families, or like friends, like friends also have a lot of jealous each other, and so you kind of can get over this perhaps simply because few reasons. One is that we always have this expectation. We live a long time and nothing can happen. And every day is just sometimes, even I sometimes feel like it's kind of, oh, I kind of feel bored, like what should I do now? Take a walk or just, but then on the other hand, like, it's just so precious every moment, every day and every hour. It's so precious. Really, really precious. So uh, treasure and like families, like couples, and we always say, "Well, we're doing good." We just uh, sometimes it's hard, but we're doing our best to go forward. We all go through that, but sometimes we have to ask, whether we are hanging on to those, some minor issues. And so once again, what I was trying to say is the impermanence, it's really, really uh, beautiful and something to, I think, practitioners look forward to. And so tonight, this is what I was thinking about. Like, I talk, if something doesn't make sense, something makes sense, whatever it is. And I kind of pour my heart out. Just I'm probably not always, but probably 80%. And we just let everybody know that we are on the same page, and you know what you go through, like emotional level, stress level. We all go through same. But no, there's no but actually. That was accident. So I think one thing that we are so fortunate to have this precious Dharma. And recently I saw a quotation from His Holiness Karmapa saying that when you learning about Dharma and when you study about Dharma, it's not about not only practice, but study about Dharma, reading books. It does not, necessarily take over suffering of your physical suffering. Right? We have, certain age, or like sometimes, this body is unfortunately kind of, subject to experience a lot of change and suffering. But he actually said that the study and reading dharmas and contemplating removes the mental suffering. So mentally, it can be, very healing. And so then a study comes to contemplation, then slowly becomes a habit, something to practice and purification. We could read also a lot of books, but that doesn't always mean that, we can purify our negative karma. And sometimes we have to practice. I know one good thing about the Santa Monica events is that, I just become the boss, basically. I can, it says, Lama Karma is leading practice, so whatever I choose, I do it. So tonight, I choose to practice with you. That is more like purification, purification practice. And mainly, I have, we did this before, the 37 practices of, no, 35 Buddhas prayer, which is very, very important. We call three heaps or three three skandhas, and that is homage, compassion, and dedication. And I don't know how to know, how to enlarge it. Slideshow. Did this before. Yeah, let's see.
I think that's what it was. Play from start, maybe. You had like a menu where it said play from start.
Play.
Yeah, when you just clicked there was a menu.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe press play from start. Maybe it goes to slideshow. I think it was, I don't know where you clicked before.
Yeah, that's sometimes slideshow. I have slide.
Yeah, click on
yeah.
slideshow
Play from
and then
start.
play from start.
I know it. I'm just testing you guys, you know.
Okay,
Such
thanks.
a big liar. So I choose to do this practice today, you know, on the sutra, the 3 skandhas of sutra. As I mentioned earlier, this is pay homage to 35 Buddhas, and then you know, confess everything what we do wrong every day as a practitioner, intentionally or unintentionally. Mostly unintentional, but sometimes could be intentional, and not out of choice. You know, sometimes we can be addicted with negative thoughts, and just we use those and you know, intentionally harm others with such. So we, you know, confess. So first, I would like to all of us chant the lineage prayer. Then after that, you know, we first chant the 35 Buddha prayer in English and then Latin. So you kind of know what you're gonna chant. So before we, excuse me, we start the session, I would like all of us to a little bit of silence or rest, thinking that today's session of practice is for the benefit of all sentient beings to achieve enlightenment. And we sincerely pay homage to the lineage masters, 35 Buddha, sincerely confess everything what we do wrong, or all the sentient beings what they go through. And then, of course, the dedication, we dedicate marriage for all sentient beings. So please, whatever mental state you came in, let's have a you know, little clear mind, and transform those if we have negative stress or such, transform it into positive, and thinking that, you know, impermanence and permanence. You know, every second changes. The moment we start to practice, and then, you know, everything changes. So we cannot lose our opportunity to gain this merit. So please, just 1 minute. Bodhicitta. Everything what we learn about Dharma, compassion, devotion, renunciation, or meditation, there are many shunts, dedication, whatever directly, indirectly connected with Dharma is a healing that's, you know, what we always look for. And whatever we do opposite, like, you know, based on the 3 poisons, and we constantly experience suffering. So unfortunately, you know, we seem like choosing to suffer more than healing. So that's why, you know, practice is important. All right, so now we do the lineage prayer first. Doje janje delo na ro da ma ba ne la che de ga bo ba tu za je za ga je ga ma ba che je janje de ba zhe na da Jedi Zazam Adidra Basa Salan Chaja Chilangani Yamin Dranga Tabu Gajul So Deso Kajula Jurban Zaino Bandai Janjil Shilo Gamje Kambra Sombaje Senro Galo Jajim Bada Chende Dada Jebe Ganchil Yegra Jamba Meva Janjil Vaga Gamje Ko Sombai Menga Dego Jebe Rama Junda So Debe Ganjila Jume Mugu Jiwa Janjil Yeme Gamje Gaje Som Bajra Dobe Go Somate Maju Degra Jube Ganjela Kanda no do drawa jendel nando mo chega somba cheya maye cheya chawan mangaro bara chave ganjela Konde yeme loba jenge jewa kanda yanda lama Dame jenje bala jenje sadon lanje yade Doje jange govo doje doje jange govo doje sanje jado doje jano janje vade dane jaze Dage Jesu Jibe Semanje Drola Sanje Drobara show 3 times. Sanje Jadon Tuje Jamala Sanje Bade Dane Jesu Dage Jesu Jibe Semanje Drola Sanje Drobara Sanje Jadan Suje Jamala Sanje Vade Dane Jase Nage Jesu Tibe Semanje Drola Benze Sanje Drobara refuge in bodhicitta. Now for immeasurables. Semjian, Damjian, Deva, Don, Deve, Jadon, Dembra, Judge, Dongala, Don, Dongala, Jadon, Dravara, Judge. Dongala, maybe Deva, Domba, Don, Drava, Judge, Yere, Jadon, Yedon, Drava, Tonyam, Jimbola, Nebra, Judge. So let's read in English first, and then we can read in Tibetan, the sutra in 3 sessions. All sentient beings continually take refuge in the Guru. We take refuge in the Buddhas. We take refuge in the Dharma. We take refuge in the Sangha. I prostrate to the Tathagata Arahat, complete and perfect Buddha Shakyamuni. I prostrate to conquerors with Vajra Garbha. I prostrate to precious radiant light. Prostrate to king of Naga rulers. I prostrate to Virasena. I prostrate to glorious joy. I prostrate to precious fire. Okay. I prostrate to precious moonlight. I prostrate to meaningful to see. I prostrate to precious moon. I prostrate to Vimala. I prostrate to Viradatta. I prostrate to Rama. I prostrate to Buhandata. I prostrate to Water Deva. I prostrate to Deva of Water Devas. I prostrate to glorious goodness. I prostrate to glorious sandalwood. Prostrate to boundless splendor. I prostrate to glorious light. I prostrate to glorious Ashoka. I prostrate to Narayana. I prostrate to glorious flower. I prostrate to the Tathagata manifest wisdom display of Brahma's light rays. I prostrate to the Tathagata manifest wisdom display of lotus light rays. Prostrate to glorious wealth. I prostrate to glorious recollection. I prostrate to utterly renowned glorious name. I prostrate to King of the peak of the victory, banner of powers. I prostrate to glorious total overcomer. I prostrate to utterly victorious over warfare. I prostrate to goes by overcoming. I prostrate to glorious array of ubiquitous light. I took not. Prostrate to precious lotus who overcome. I prostrate to the Tathagatas, Arahat, Samya Sambuddha, King among lotus of mountains who abides on a precious lotus. You and all the Tathagatas, Arhats, Samya Sambuddhas who abide in the world realms in the 10 directions, as many as you may be. All you Bhagavan Buddhas, I pray that you consider me. I admit all the wrongdoing I have committed in this birth, in other births, and throughout my beginningless births. While cycling in samsara, wrongdoings committed by me, as well as the encouragement of wrongdoing, and rejoicing in wrongdoing, including theft of the wealth of stupa, theft of the wealth of sanghas, or of the wealth of the Sanghas in the 10 directions, the encouragement of such theft, and rejoicing in such theft, as well as the commission of the 5 worst actions, the encouragement of such actions, and rejoicing in such actions, as well as entrance into the full acceptance of the path of the 10 and virtuous actions, the encouragement of such entrance, and rejoicing in such entrance, was whatever actions will, through their obscuration, cause migration to hell, migration to birth as an animal, migration to the realm of Petas, birth in a borderland, birth as a barbarian, but among long-lived devas with incomplete faculties, the holding of wrong views, or birth in a place to which no Buddha will come, in the presence of the Bhagavan Buddhas who have pristine wisdom, who have eyes, who are witness, who are impeccable, who are wise, who see, I admit all of pure in actions. I reveal them, I confess them, do not conceal them, I vow to abstain from them henceforth. O you Bhagavan Buddhas, I pray that you consider me, I rejoice in all the roots of virtue I have ever generated, including those generated in this birth, those generated in other births, and those generated throughout my beginningless births while cycling in samsara, including all acts of generosity, even the gift of one mouthful of food to a being born as an animal, all roots of virtue among from my observance of morality. Oh, sorry. All roots virtues come. All roots virtue coming from my abide brahmacharya. All roots of virtue coming from my ripening of beings. All roots of virtue coming from my bodhicitta, and all my roots of virtue coming from unsurpassable, persistent wisdom. I collect all those roots of virtue and combine them into one. I utterly dedicate them to what is unexcelled and unsurpassable, paramount and supreme. I utterly dedicate them to unsurpassable, perfect, complete awakening. I utterly dedicate them just as all Bhagavan Buddhas of the past utterly dedicate to the roots of virtue. Just as all Bhagavan Buddhas of the future will utterly dedicate them, and just as all Bhagavan Buddhas of the present are utterly dedicated to them. I confess all wrongdoing, I rejoice in all merit, I pray to all Buddhas, may I achieve unsurpassable, supreme, persistent wisdom. With joined palms, I wholly take refuge in all the Buddhas, the best of humanity who abide in the present, who abide in the past, and who are yet to come, all those whose acclaimed qualities are like boundless oceans. And I confess each of my 10 virtuous actions, including any of 3 physical, 4 verbal, and 3 mental kind of actions. I confess all negativity only to my afflicted mind, the 10 and virtues of 5 worst actions from beginningless time until now. I confess each and every instance of whatever bad things I have done with my body, spirit, and mind as well, under the influence of greed, hatred, and delusion. Through reciting this confession, all downfalls caused by negativity of the 5 worst actions and whatever I have done, owing to an awareness without exception, will be completely purified. I admit and confess my and all sentient beings' negative actions and faults. May we never commit them henceforth. May the obscurations of our actions be forever exhausted. I dedicate to enlightenment whatever slight merit I have gathered from frustrating, and offering, confessing, and rejoicing, requesting, and from making supplications. All right, so now we chant in Tibetan. Excuse me. Ngô Sinh Chiến Tam Chế Ba Pra Lama La Châu Sư Chi Wo Sang Chế La Châu Sư Chi Wo Chu La Châu Sư Chi Wo Gen Ten La Châu Sư Chi Wo Cham Den De De Jin Je Ba Da Cham Ba Yang Ba Pra Zo Pe Sang Chế Cha Cha Tu Ba La Chang Cha Loje Nyembo Rauta Jamba La Twanta La Renche Rento La Twanta La La Wange Jabo La Twanta La Pawo De La Twanta La Paje La Twanta Renche Me La Twanta La Renche Dave La Twanta La Pongwa Tenye La Twanta Rinjen dawa la chancha la chima meba la chancha la paljen la chancha la chamba la chancha chambe chen la chancha la chu la chancha chile la chancha la pazon la chancha la chende pa la chancha Zijie taye la chanza la yeba la chanza la nyange mepe pa la chanza seme je la chanza la meto pa la chanza tejin jeba chambe je nambra roba nambra chemba la chanza tejin jeba peme eze namba roba Nembra Chembala Chanza Norabala Chantal Jembe Bala Chanza Chembala Shende Yondala Chanzala Ombo Toge Janchinji Jabola Chanza Shende Nambra Nembe Bala Chanzal Yule Shende Nambra Jawala Chanzala Nambra Nembe Pibe Bala Chanza Gane Nawa Gube Bala Chanzala Benche Peme Nambra Nembala Chanza Ejine Jeba Dajamba Yontabra Zoba Sanje Rumbo Che Pemala Yoba Rode Yoba Rewange Jabola Chanza Tedala Soba Chujun Chitinja Kantamjina Dejin Sheba Dajamba 양다브라 조베 산제 잠데데 강진니 제조데 초yin 지버 산제 잠데데 대다 탐지 달라 공수소 다게 제와 데도 제와 토마도 아마마 지바네 크로와나 크로웨 제네 탐지 레벨레 제바도 제더 잘와도 Jibala Jisirong Wang Judenjo Korum Gendenjo Korum Tuja Gendenjo Korotubata Tuda Talawata Tubala Jisirong Wang Sama Jiba Ngawele Jiba Jida Talawata Jibala Jisu Yirong Wang Migewa Jiwa Leche Langyong Tabra Lambala Shobat Joda Tawa Jobala Jisu Yirong Wang Leche Joba Kange Duni Dazinjin Nyawara Chewa Tendru Jines Chewa Yeda Ji Yudu Chewa Yantanga de Jewang, Ladra Jewang, Latserimbo, Namse Jewang, Ombo Matson, Waranjirwa, Tawa, Lubran Zembran Jirwa, Sonjen Joan, La Nibra Mejiripa, Jirwa Leche Druba, Kanlapa, Teda, Tamji, Sanje, Jamde, Ishi Su Juruba, Jindu Juruba, Pande Juraba, Semra Juraba, Chemba Zeba, Teda, Ke Jengra, Polo, Chaso, Menchepo, Mibi, Do, Linje, John, Jejan, Dambra, Jelazo, Sanje, Jamde, Teda, Tamje, Dala, Gonso, So, Dagi, Jewa, Dedo. Jewa, Toma, Tama, Manchi, Pane, Kurowana, Kurowa, Jewa, Jintad, Jimba Tana Tundu Jines Jibala Se Kamje Zam Zalwe Gewe Zawa Kanlaba Dagi Zutun Zambe Gewe Zawa Kanlaba Dagi Zambra Jubala Nebe Gewe Zawa Kanlaba Dagi Sinjin Yonsan Himbra Jibe Gewe Zawa Kanlaba Dagi Chongchu Chuda Sanjibe Gewe Zawa Kanlaba Dagi Lana Meba Yishi Je Gewe Zawa Kanlaba Deda Tamji Jidu Dushin Dante Dam Lana Manchi Padon Kona Manchi Padon Kumeyon, Kuma, Lameyon, Lamrayon, So, Moe, Lana, Meba, Yon Tabra, Dobe, Chanchud, Yonzo, Mora, Jewo, Chitrande, Be, Sonje, Jamde, Namje, Yonso, Moba, Chidra, Majambe, Sanje, Jamde, Namje, Yonso, Mora, Jirova, Chidra, Tata, Chom, Sonje, Jamde, Namje Yonso, Mora Zepa, Tejende, Dagi Yonso, Mora Jiu, Deba Tamjin, Sosoro Shaso, Senam Tamjela, Nisu Yerong, Sanje Tamjela, Guljen Sowa, Deso, Dagi Lana Mepe, Yishije, Cho Tamba, Tobara Jiraj, Micho Jawa, Konda, Tatra, Juba, Kanda deba dadon tejin kama jen yenten hapa taye janso daga halmo jarawa jide jalsu nyewara che wo luche lene namba san age namba yeda kanyan yeje nasan bon mege jebo sosoro ja thoma mene dade para mege jedon same Sana Nyama Wanjara Deba Tamji Shabaraji Decha Shedan Deme Wangen Ludong Adon Tejin Yeji Jung Deba Dage Jiba Jinjib 대다 담지 다게 소소로샤 참매 나보 다게 대반 관계 메시 원계 제바다 대예 동원 샤반 대담 대다 말을 용서 정원자 다동 신진 근지 대별의 예바 저공 토제 샤브라자 엔체 나요 제브라 마제 레제 드바오 텐데 세제쇼 찬차와도 주제 샤바 지세여로 거제 소와이 개와 정세다게 제사바 당제다게 정주쟁오 엄베자 사도 사마야마는 발라야 베자 사도 티노바 Tirande do mebawa sudo kayo mebawa sobo kayo mebawa anaradon azawa sede mentait. Izawa gama sutame tsitam shireyam kuru hum ha ha o bangan. Sarva tata gatan beze mame mazen beze bao ma samaya sato a ambeza sato sama. Manan balaya beda sadu tino vati tende to meba sto kaya meba subo kaya meba anara to meba swasu deme sawa kama sutame chetam chireya kuru hum ha ha o bangame sawa tata beze mame manzan bedremba maha samaya sadu meba sadu samaya manan balaya beda sadu tino vati tende to meba subo kaya meba subo kaya meba anara to meba swasu deme Sawagama Suzame, Jatam Jiraya, Guru, Ha, O Bangame, Sawata Tanga Betam. Pezabama, Samaya Sado, Beza Sado, Samaya, Man, Bala, Ya, Beza Sado, Dedan, Dejame, Ba, Sado, Kayame, Ba, Sado, Kayame. Ane rado me ba sawa se de me da ye za sawa kama se za me ze da kire ya kuru hon ha ha ho banga sarva da da nga da be ze ma me ma ze be dre ba ma sa ma ya sa Beza Zada Sama Ya Mane Bala Ya Beza Sadote Dedan Dedan Me Bawa Sudo Kayo Me Bawa Subo Kayo Me Anerada Me Bawa Sawa Sada Me Daya Sawa Gama Sada Me Ya Gara Ho Banga Sarva Tata Gata Beza Mame Mada Beza Ba Ma Samaya Sada Beza Sada Samaya Mane Bala Ya Beza Sada Tedan Tedan Me Bawa Sudu Kaya Me Bawa Sudu Kaya Me Ane Tadu Me Bawa Sudu Me Daya Sawa Kama Sata Me Tam Chiri Guru Hon Ha 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 Ho Bangave Sarva Tata Gada Bezam Beza ba ma samaya zadon beza zato samaya manu bala
So is this intended as a daily practice?
I am like I personally, I try to do the 37 practice bodhisattva whenever I could. It's very, very powerful practice, and I have planned to think, negative karma to purify, especially the days that I feel, more or not intentionally sometimes, get angry or do wrongdoings, and so I do that prayer, and it's very powerful and doesn't require many, ritual things, and it's the sutra. It's of course individual thing, but it's good to recite. Yes.
Mhm. And is there an empowerment for it, or we just find the text and recite it?
That's a wonderful question. I do think there are some empowerments for this, but it's not 35 Buddha empowerment. There's possibility, but be honest with you, I don't know.
Mm.
But it's not excuse me. It's not a tantric thing. It's a sutric. It's sutra. So once you receive a transmission, you can recite it.
Mm.
There's a teaching on this. There's a 35 Buddha teaching. Basically, talk about this 3 skandhas or 3 parts.
Mhm.
And does it only address the 35 Buddhas? Because I heard, like in the English translation, it said something about devas and other deities as well, right?
Though, yeah, it's only 35 Buddha, but those devas, that's the name of the Buddhas, you know.
Okay.
So when it translates into English, so devas sound like nagas, we might pay homage, and it sound like, you know, pay homage to naga, but long jabo, it's those are the, you know, translation of the names, and yeah, 35 Buddha, and then it says, you know, all the Buddha past and future and present. These days, you know, it's maybe not related, but you know, my brother and my sister and my father, they're on pilgrimage, and there's one very famous stupa. And so I was talking to them, and my sister said that, you know, at the beginning, you know, my brother and my sister were very fast, and my father walks slowly, and then, you know, they do about 100 circumambulations. Then my father is so resistant, he could do 150 a day, and then two of them. So two of them so tired and pains his feet, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but one of the reasons I'm saying is that, you know, they do 35 Buddha prayer where they circumambulate and Bodhisattva confession. And my father is 76 years old, so he's better than my sister, my younger brother is in 30s. But this is what we do, like 30, you know, when you go around to stupa and you always 35 Buddha prayer, or like Bodhisattva, any, you know, confession practices. At the beginning, they like, oh, my dad is so slow, and this slowly they got so sore. Because my dad, where he lives, is like next to a huge you know, money stone wall, and that's where I rent a house for him, and he does the circumambulation every day, so he get used to it. So beautiful.
Your dad is in Tibet?
Yes. 76. Yeah, we just they all have prayer wells. Any other questions?
Can I ask an unrelated question?
Yes, please.
So I follow a couple of different Nyingma pages on Facebook, and they keep talking about these practices of Riwo Sangcho and Sur and things like that. Are those only Nyingma practices, or do we do those in Kagyu as well?
Those are for common Tibetan Buddhism practice and every lineage, and in fact, you know, Riwo Sangche is one of the Imam Master Dharma, but it's done by all the lineages. You know, I do that every morning, and then Sur, the Riwo Sangche is the mountain cleansing ritual. You burn charcoal, and then you mainly burn junipers or some substances like 3 whites, 3 sweets, and mix with normally mix with flour powder, and then so the flour powder mixed with in Tibet samba, roasted barley grounded, mixed with three sweets, that is sugar, honey, and molasses.
Mhm.
Molasses, and then three whites, butter, yogurt, and I always have this butter, yogurt. Huh. Want me
Milk?
to blink. One
Cheese or
Maybe milk?
cheese,
Cheese?
milk.
I
Yes,
don't know.
yes, milk. Thank you. Yeah, milk, butter, and yogurt. So there's Jody says, I missed the name of the practice you are talking about. The mountain cleansing, Jody, mountain cleansing, the
will.
fire puja and morning. So that's the one we're talking about. And so then you also like colorful, like different 5 colors of like small pieces of like fabrics mixed with them, and so mainly those are the substances, and then you mix everything together, and then every morning I burn charcoal, and charcoal, it takes a little time, like it's good to wait until like half an hour or something, and then you burn them, and then you should have a container with a nice nice, I mean, clean water, and then water stick, so you can, there's a place at the beginning, can, cleanse it. One of friend said, Kamala, it's danger to have initiation from a guru if doesn't know the guru background. Thank you. Absolutely. Guru is more than finding a husband or boyfriend. That's your one life, and guru is forever until, because everybody is just sometimes follow the fame, or guru is somebody said it's very special. I should say it's something very very a secret. There's sometimes like gurus, individual thing as well, because you never know what kind of guru can benefit us. Could be someone uh, highly realized, or let's say like venerated, or someone is someone ordinary. So it's depending on the individual's karma, but definitely receiving empowerment is I will never take empowerment from anybody, just to make sure that someone that you familiar, and on that that someone has the lineage, and so those are very very secret. Yes, please don't take empowerment from anybody, because once you receive empowerment, then there's samaya to protect. Otherwise, samaya, which means that you receive empowerment from a guru, and then slowly we always kind of tend to have a lot of negative thoughts. So you use those negative thoughts, and then always searching for negative. But that individual, or you heard somebody said something, and then we are just so keen to follow if somebody's something negative. We're excited. Oh yeah, that's true. Without checking. So guru, once you truly find a guru, receive teachings, and when you feel that teaching is authentic, the guru's samaya is authentic, the guru is authentic, and then just like what Buddha mentioned, you focus on the the ambrosia of the honey, and just like bees, they don't focus on what color of the flower or how smear it look like. You simply take the ambrosia and just like that, and you focus on them and not like focusing on individuals. You know how many meals he or she eats, and you know as such.
So on that same topic, I assume that I would need to have some kind of empowerment to do those, the Riwo Sangcho and the SOAR practices.
There isn't any recommendation about empowerment for sword song. Definitely needs reading transmission and instruction and how to do the ritual part, because you know sword is another the evening pujas and you know of course offering to Buddhas, both generous to all sentient, especially you know Pado beings and sword and song. The substance wise pretty close, except you don't burn like junipers for the source. There's actually sometimes you can buy the you know already mixed substances, and yeah, needs transmission and instruction. You know, so also you have this you know, we do that every day also, and then you call it a thin shot, right? You have to put this in certain place, not like you know, everywhere. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Any other questions? Question.
I have a question.
Yes, please. Say that.
My dog died.
Oh, Monica,
two,
no, sorry to hear that.
my dog died 2 days ago.
Is that Kira?
Yes. Hi.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
sorry to
sorry.
hear
I'll
that.
put my camera on.
Oh, okay, I'll pray for. What's your dog's name?
Honan Vajra. Karchen Rinpoche gave him the Dharma name of Vajra.
Oh,
He actually gave my dog refuge.
oh, that's wonderful. What a
He
lucky
did?
dog.
I know. He's a special being, you know.
Mm.
I was told that he was a monk in a former life who broke his vows. And he's been with me every day for 12 years, except when I went with Daniel to see, I'm blanking on his name. Is Daniel there? Well, anyway,
Kali Rinpoche.
thank you. I'm telling you, I
Which
feel
Rinpoche?
Kalu Rinpoche,
The previous one?
the current one.
Oh, current one. Oh, I see.
We went to see him
Mhm.
at a center near Sacramento.
Mhm.
And so I know I should leave his body undisturbed, and I've done that. Today is the second day.
Oh, my.
No, it's the third day because he died Tuesday.
Oh,
And
okay.
and I've been calling to see if I can have a cremation for him where I can be present and say prayers. And
Mhm.
nowhere allows that. They won't let you be there, and you have to bring your dog in it or his body in advance, and or you wait 5 to 7 days for the ashes. And I wanted to get a bone or two because I read by Zopa Rinpoche that he recommends you, after they're cremated, that you take the bone and grind it and build little sasas and a little stupa,
Mhm.
that it's very auspicious for their higher rebirth if you circumambulate even a tiny stupa. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure that out and what prayers I would place on his body.
Mhm.
And I'm doing like Chenrezig and Amitabha for him. And
Mhm. Well, that's you know very very fortunate dog who received a refuge vow from such great master like Gachi Rinpoche. And
right?
regard with like you know cremation and also the stupa like bone. Do you does that mean like his body is what
Right.
what it gonna be like eventually buried or
No, I want to have him cremated. Isn't that better?
also you can cremate? You are
I
allowed to did you
No.
no? Oh,
I,
okay.
if I had my own house, I could probably get away with it, you know,
Mhm,
or a backyard or a mountain or
mhm. So you still could get a piece of his body, right? It could be bones.
yes, I can have him cremated at a pet
Mhm.
crematorium, but they won't give me bones, only ashes.
Oh,
And
it's not. It's actually even ashes better.
oh,
Like my when my late mom passed away, we cremated her body with akshobhya fire puja,
mm,
and then the ash, ash is very easy to build with tata because bone is not easy. So I would think that ash is the best choice. And in terms of stupa, and you could mix. I think tata is the best. Tata letter can put in a little stupa, but according to the teachings that ordinary individual or animal, anything, you never circumambulate that stupa. Stupa, if someone is like Rinpoche or realized, you always do circumambulate, but not ordinary individuals or such. So that's something you may, build a stupa in your garden, small stupa for the memory, but that's very, special.
I don't have a garden. I have a tiny balcony. Zopa Rinpoche wrote that. I can
Mhm.
forward it to you. I have a PDF. I know, I
Mhm.
think it's unusual too. And I've never built a
Yeah,
stupa.
I would say just follow Lama Zopa Rinpoche, who just passed away, very, big loss, and his instructions, and whatever he says, follow that, and that's the best. And like bone, I think ash is good enough also.
And it's better to have him cremated than to bury him, don't you think? What do you think? I defer to you.
Uh,
I
as
wanna
I
do
mentioned, maybe Lama Zopa Rinpoche have more detailed instructions, and it's dependent on how you would like to do, right? It's like maybe like you want him to bury somewhere, and you can visit there, and have dogs named there, and offer him flowers. You can sometimes talk and such, or you would like to do the earlier what you have
I
mentioned.
think I'd be happier with his ashes
Okay,
than
that's what
than
you should do.
than going, because I would, if I could bury him on a mountain top or a hill, but that'll be like a new development.
Yeah,
It-
whatever
So
you
you know
feel.
what I mean?
Yes, I do.
And I thought also if you cremate them, it's better for them to have a higher rebirth, no?
Yeah, if if you cremate it and then the ash so made with tata and put in such stupa or somewhere, yes, that's actually better than being somewhere and hard to visit. But immediate part is that it's important to kind of light a lamp wherever the center Gachimbi center somewhere like 49 days lamp for him. It's really important. And any
Thank
other
you.
You're welcome.
I think I wrote Garchin Center, and
Mhm,
also there's a monastery for humans and animals where
mhm.
you send a picture and they do prayers for people
Oh,
and
wonderful.
animals for 49 days. I,
That's
I just
wonderful.
learned about it. I'm just trying to figure out like the logistics. I'm burning incense for him
Mhm,
and candles, and I'm doing Amitabha and Chenrezig primarily.
That's wonderful.
I just did a Chenrezig soak and prayers for the dead. Is that the correct thing to do? Because I feel that the time right after they die is so crucial.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the best practice you can do, Chenrezig Amitabha. That's very beautiful. And we also dedicate today's marriage for him as well.
Thank you. And
You're welcome.
when I've had to go out, I just on YouTube will loop like a 1 hour or 2 hour Amitabha or Om Mani Padme Hum chanting. Thankful.
Yeah,
But
also, yes, also
please.
whatever chanting that which recent months, something, while his body is there, if you can play a CD or I don't know, now people don't use CD anymore, like YouTube or something, and then he can hear it, that would be very beneficial. And also if you wherever his body is above his wall or somewhere, put Amitabha's image, or
His
like
body is beside me on my sofa.
Oh, okay. Can I see?
And yes, and his body is so cold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, I'll
We'll
show
pray
you.
for him.
And I put some blessed rice. Can you see him?
Yeah, I can see, and I also see your tankas there, so beautiful. Oh,
And I put a medicine rice bag on him,
oh,
'cause
wonderful.
and then I had some saffron rice from the Dalai Lama.
Oh, wonderful. Can't be better than that.
But
Thank
he
you. You're
died
doing so good.
on his side, so I couldn't quite get it
That's
on
okay.
his.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I put some in his heart.
Thank
I'm
you. That's
sorry.
wonderful.
On his heart
Yeah, thank you.
and his throat chakra. So he's like ice cold. He's colder than it is here. He feels like a little ice cube.
Yeah, of course.
So I was told I should, until I get him cremated, put him in the refrigerator or the freezer.
Yeah, whatever they suggest. And I think you're doing wonderful. You're doing practice and, all those blessed rice and requesting prayers. And that's, it's very fortunate.
He's so special. And honestly, I feel like I'm losing my mind now that he's gone. Like I went to the market and I left, I got 2 bags of groceries and I left one by my car. Like,
yeah, I think, this is what happens to us, like when we especially lose our loved ones. And, but one thing that keep in our mind is that, our loved ones doesn't see us, going through suffering. And so every time you think of him, or like you feel sad, and immediately recite Medeva Sho Amani Pimyo instead of being in that darkness or side, because that's exactly what our loved ones wish us to dedicate for them, also move on our life. All right, what's next? Anybody? Other questions?
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And do you think it's better if I bring him tomorrow to a crematorium or wait till Monday? Because there's a Chenrezig and Lama his name will come to me. He just built a stupa. He's a Kagyu Lama in Mexico. And here, I'll just look and find it.
That's okay. So what's your
You know
question?
him, I'm sure. Oh, question is it better to wait a few days till Monday and kind of, do preparation, or should I take him to be cremated tomorrow?
No, I'm kind of didn't get, you mean like what's the connection with the Lama there, and also the, does that mean like someone come to visit him to do prayer?
No. They're doing a Chenrezig retreat from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. our time.
Yes.
They're on the East Coast. I'll tell you who it is.
So
Kempo Sandu.
they are doing puja for your dog?
Well, he's on the prayer list.
Oh, okay. So how long the puja will last? Next few days?
I think it's through the weekend.
Oh, I see. I think after 3 days, it doesn't really matter. Whatever you think is the best, and they send prayer for him, and you also don't, you have to take care of his body as well. So I would like you to decide that, and you can send prayers and continue to do prayer for him.
So when he's cremated, what prayers should I recite while he's being cremated?
Continue to recite Amidevash Amanipimeho.
Okay, and prayer to be reborn in Dewa Chen, or no?
Yes, that is the prayer itself. Oh.
Thank you. And
You're
should I
welcome.
put that prayer with his little body when they take him?
Yeah, actually, if you can include with his body like some mantras or like the rice of the Dalai Lama and some other Dhamma substance with him, and cremate together would be wonderful.
How about medicine pills? I have some of those.
Medicine pills normally kind of give him when he's alive before he passes. But if you have some other mantras, Amitabha mantra or something, paper form,
okay.
then you can cremate together.
Oh, very good. So I should include Amitabha mantras and Chenrezig?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
very helpful. Are you coming here soon?
Hear me where?
Los Angeles.
Yes, sometime end of June or beginning of July. Yes.
Oh, that's great. I look forward to meeting you.
Right, thank you. Okay, I will pray for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any other people questions?
No, thank you, Lamala. I think if there's no more questions, then I think we would end the session soon.
All
8
right,
o'clock.
so let's dedicate the merit of today's session for the benefit of all sentient beings, especially Kira's dog. I didn't get exact name. Vajra what?
Oh, my dog's name? Oh, Conan.
Conan.
Conan like the Barbarian. Did you see that movie?
Okay. That's the
That's who I
name, just
named him
name.
after, because he's a little
Okay.
3-pound tiny chihuahua, but he's so
Okay. Yeah.
brave
So we
and
pray
fearless.
for Tony and all sentient beings. And
then his Dharma name is Vajra.
Oh, his Dhamma is Vajra. So I was also right.
You were right.
So we will pray for him to take rebirth in Amitabha's Puram and for all sentient beings. So let's recite prayer. First, long life wishes come up. Jaga Ninja Ronza Gama Ba Jaga Jana Chida Gama Ba Jaga Ronza Wanga Gama Ba Wajen Dona Chile Yote Zo Sonam De Donje Ziba Nye Tone Nye Ba Drama Bande Chega nanja balo drupa ya sebe tole doga yado yo chonja zane rembo je maje banam je jeba nyama meba da kone konde peora yo. Once again,
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Lama.
much, everybody, for joining and inviting me there. And